10 people found snakes inside. Hello lovely YouTube family, welcome back to OOB. In today's video we're going to talk about 10 people that were found inside the snake's bodies. Before we start, I would want you to hit that red subscribe button so you never miss out on any of our videos.
A rock python making a quick meal of a rabbit. A favorite of these giant constrictors.
Number 10, the greatest fail on TV. This incident happened when a man named Paul Rosalie tried to feed himself to a giant anaconda snake. This stunt was aired on Discovery Channel and it's one of the greatest TV fails. He created so-called crush-proof clothing and made it possible for him to descend through the digestive tract of the snakes and live on the tail. The trait was noticeable to show the viewers at home what snake food is going through. And even an oxygen supply was provided so that he would be able to breathe while inside the snake's guts. However, the real scenario turned out to be different. The anaconda didn't swallow him, rather it coiled around the man in an ever-tightening grip. Paul yelled for help as he felt his arms were going to snap. Millions of people watched the scene at home, of course, but they were all disappointed with their TVs.
If I wasn't in this suit right now, I'd be dying.
Number 9. Burmese python. These pythons are one of the largest snakes in the world, and so they need a very large prey. This incident happened in Florida Everglades when a 13-foot python thought it would be able to handle the 6-foot-long gator. As the python was swallowing the gator, its stomach ruptured and the python died at that moment. The dead gator caused the snake's body to burst out and split open its body.
Some believe the gator clawed its way out. Others think it ruptured from a buildup of gas produced by the decomposing carcass. Or possibly another predator attacked the vulnerable snake.
Number 8. Snake in the bedroom. A man from Leeds in the UK woke up in the early hours to something that we couldn't even imagine. A snake in his own bedroom. According to him, he was woken up by a strange clicking sound in his room. Using his phone as a spotlight, he checked out the dull space to search for what might have caused the stir. Just to discover a snake is sitting at his bedside table. Luckily, he figured out how to trap the creature, a corn snake, inside his sleeping bag and then called the animal control for help. Corn snakes aren't native to the UK, so almost certainly it was a pet that either got away or was abandoned. It was then adopted by a reptile specialist as no one claimed it.
Corn snakes aren't native to the UK, so it's highly likely that the constrictor was an escaped or even an abandoned pet. The snake was then later adopted by a reptile specialist since no person came forward to claim it, and they gave it the name of Tango.
Number 7. Australian scrub python. You might be surprised to know that snake attacks are quite rare for snake handlers and experts, but this snake attacked not only once but twice. This happened back in 2014. A 12-foot Australian scrub python found its vicinity near a woman named Leanne Mears. Researchers were dragging the snake, which was fitted with a transmitter, so they were able to warn a woman of the dangers. The mother of the two locked her kid's bedroom but did the mistake of keeping her own bedroom door open. She woke up in the middle of the night with a snake tightly coiled around her leg. However, she managed to escape the snake and locked herself in the kitchen. A year later, the same snake attacked the family's dog.
Her post says she's pretty happy the python has been dealt with, as according to the snake catcher, Monty was a kangaroo killer. So basically, Hibbert is probably lucky to be alive.
Number 6. Strangled by a python. Now we reached the most gruesome section of this video. This incident happened back in 2019 when Laura Hurst from Battlefield, Indiana was found dead in her home with a reticulated python loosely wrapped around her neck. According to the autopsy report, she died because of strangulation. She had a house dedicated to keeping her reptile pets and visited this house twice a week. One day she didn't come out alive, one day one of her trips and she was discovered dead inside the house by officials. It's shocking that how 120 more reptiles were kept in the house.
It appears that she got the snake out and was whatever people do with snakes, and what happened.
Number 5. Eyewitnesses. Imagine someone being swallowed by a giant snake in front of you. Yes, it happened in their reality. This incident took place in 2002 near Durban, South Africa. A 20 feet long African rock python attack killed an 18-year-old schoolboy in front of his classmates. He had recently left school with a portion of his colleagues when he was assaulted by the enormous 20-foot African stone python. His alarmed companions took asylum on a close-by tree, yet the unfortunate kid couldn't get away. As a result, he became the prey for the giant snake. The other children remained up the tree for around 3 hours before they had the option to call for help. When the police and snake specialists arrived at the scene, no hint of the snake nor the kid could be found. Indeed, nobody at the point saw the both once more.
When a snake consumes an item or prey item, they eat it whole. They don't leave body parts lying around, so it would have consumed the child in its entirety.
Number 4. Death of two brothers. The two brothers, Connor and Noah Barth, lived near the Reptile Ocean, a pet store in New Brunswick owned by Jean-Claude Savoy. Speculation suggests that the two brothers as well as a local children frequently visited the pet store. However, the owner had a private reptile collection which he kept in his apartment, including a 13-foot African rock python. Nobody knows how, yet the python escaped from his fenced-in area and discovered its direction to the two young men's room, where both the brothers were sleeping. The two young men were never seen alive again. This is even worse because it was illegal to keep African rock pythons as a pet in New Brunswick.
We could never believe that something like this could happen, but it's happened.
The fact that you have an apartment with animals like that below, the risk is always there.
Number 3, eaten by his own pet. What animal can you ever think of as a pet? A puppy, a hamster, or a cat maybe? But Rich and Lisa figured it would be smart thought to give their child Zach a 20-foot long python as a pet. They named it Jaws. While the snake and the little child were indistinguishable though, the guardians even permitted little Zach to play inside Jaws' nook. Serious mix-up, however. At some point when Rich was taking his different children to class, Lisa came out from the home to get a couple of things done, leaving Zach to play with the snake. When she returned, she could not hear Zach playing any longer, so she went to the Walden area to find him. What's more, I'm sure you have a very smart thought about what occurred straight away. Regardless of this shocking occasion, the two guardians kept up with the fact that they couldn't have successfully prevented what happened. They even said that Jaws even misses little Zach. What's more, you can see it in his eyes, like seriously.
Lisa.
I must have been such a shock.
Yeah. I mean, you never think that a python's going to bring your family anything but joy.
Of course not. No, it's the kind of thing you think can only happen to other people with a 300-pound snake as a pet.
Number 2, man swallowed by snake. Back in 2017, an Indonesian man named Akbar went missing in the island of Sulawesi in Indonesia. According to his friends, one morning he went out to harvest some palm oil, but never returned. Soon the police were called and they searched for the man. To their surprise, they came across a 23-foot long python with a human-shaped lump in its stomach. As a result, the police had to shoot and kill the python and then slit the python's belly. It was then their worst fears were confirmed. They found the body of Akbar inside the belly, fully clothed but dead. Probably a snake coiled around the man, killed him, and then ate him, considering him another meal. However, it was the first case of a fully grown man found inside a snake. Number 1, woman swallowed by a snake. One day, a 54-year-old lady named Wadaba went missing while turning to her vegetable garden. Her neighbors were confused about where she might have gone. She was the most recently seen conveying a blade watching out for her vegetable nursery. An inquiry was directed a day after the individuals acknowledged that she was absent. Be it that as may, just her shoes and the cleaver were found and only a couple hundred meters from the shoes laid a 23-foot long python with a swollen stomach. Then, the locals killed the snake and conveyed it back to their village and cut open the snake. It was then when they found the dead body of Wadaba inside the belly of the giant python. That's all for today. I hope you liked the video. If you did, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel so you never miss any amazing video from us.